Going on, guys? So not a pretty series with Oakland at all. But before we get into that, I want to talk about yesterday, what I did yesterday. So yesterday I had the privilege to going up to DC Sports, which is at Lakeside Mall. If you're a Michigan native, you know where that's at. It's on Hull Road here. Actually, it's not too far away from my work at all. And I had a chance to actually meet Jose Iglesias. And I got to say to you people, that kid is one of the most respectful people I've ever met in my life. I mean, he's only a couple years older than me. I think he's only 23. And he gave me a handshake. He thanked me. How many people you see superstars go out there? I've been to signings before. They're just like, hey, what's up? How's it going? I mean, he thanked every individual person that came up to him for his autograph. Took pictures, the whole nine. It was the most courteous and grateful guy that everyone came out there and saw him. Him and Joaquin Benoit were actually signing together. And I actually felt bad for Benoit a little bit because the bulk of the line was there for Jose Iglesias. And I was number 253, I believe it was, is what my certificate says, ticket number. And I guarantee you there's close to 350 people there in total. And when the guy was coming around asking, like, anyone here from Benoit, anyone here from Benoit, because the line was literally so long, they were trying to trim it so it would be smaller, so the people that were just there for Benoit could go ahead, so the line would go by faster. But literally everyone was there to see Jose Iglesias, and who could blame him? I mean, the kid, he's already a pretty big fan favorite here in Detroit after not even a month. We here in Detroit haven't really got to experience to having a shortstop like this with this much range, this much defense, really since probably Alan Trammell. I mean, Adam Everett was a really good shortstop. He wasn't Iglesias range, but he was about as sure-handed as Iglesias is. Fernando Vina, he wasn't a bad shortstop. Omar Infante, when he came up, he wasn't a bad shortstop. Not Iglesias good. Guillen was pretty sure-handed. He didn't have the range, not even close to the range that Iglesias has. So, everyone that I could think of since I've been watching the Tigers these 10 years, there's no one even close to as good as I've saw defensively. Just not even, I think today's the 1 month anniversary of the trade actually happening. So, it was a really great honor to meet him. And if I could get my iMovie to work, I mean, I cannot figure out how to edit on this thing. But if I could get it to work, I will edit this video and show you what I got signed by him in my picture with me meeting him. I can't guarantee you anything, but if it works, you'll know right about now. So, alright, so let's get into the series with Oakland. It wasn't a really pretty series whatsoever. Tigers are coming in fresh off a sweep off the Mets. Tigers actually, like I said, won that series pretty handedly. We're coming home, we played good, got the #1 offense in baseball, and we're facing a team that had heated up a little bit against the Orioles. But, they're having a couple guys, Straley hadn't pitched extremely well. He had an ERA over 4. Griffin, he was pitching okay. But you expect the Tigers to go out there and hit up these guys. So game 1, A.J. Griffin goes out there, and he don't pitch that bad at all. The Oakland puts up 2 runs in the first. Detroit comes back right away. Miggy had a homer. Then Oakland just progressively kept tacking on, 3rd or 4th, put up a run, and then the Tigers tacked on again, put up a run. They made it 8-5 going to the 9th. They made it 8-6, but then Belfort just got the job done. Anibal Sanchez was not that good. His command wasn't that great. He wasn't really getting many first pitch strikes, which is something we usually don't see from him. He had 6 walks, only had 6 strikeouts, which is a little bit a notch below what we're normally seeing from Sanchez. He's logged quite a few 9+ strikeout performances this year, and he only went 6 innings. I mean, as good as Sanchez has been, the lowest ERA on the staff. I think him and Scherzer might be close now. Lowest ERA on the staff. And he's when you watch Anibal Sanchez, when he's good, and he's been good all year. I mean, he's first pitch strikes, that breaking ball, curveball, spotted at will. Worked at both sides of the plate, mid-90s fastball, looked real good. But it just happens. And Sanchez has been better more than he's been worse this year. So you figure, tip your cap to the A's. Good job, take game 1. And then Verlander comes out, and oh my God, was he horrendous. He had a 44-pitch inning and gave up 2 earned runs in the first. I mean, he was lucky, that's all it was, because the A's babbited him to death. What I mean by babbited, there's a stat called BABIP I talk about frequently in here, batting average on balls and plays. I mean, there are bloop singles all over the place, just balls that were flying in the hole, and he's lucky it was only 2 runs. And the game ended up getting called after 6 innings, which was the best thing that could have possibly happened, because Verlander was already burnt after 5. Rendon comes out, and he could not find the strike zone. It was one of those outings from him again. And I love Bruce Rendon, but this is what you're going to run the risk of seeing every once in a while since he's a rookie. You know, he's a guy that's only logged so many innings, and he's still getting his feet wet. You're going to see this every once in a while from him where he comes out and he can't get that slider over for strikes. Guys are sitting on that fastball. His changeup really isn't effective because his changeup is third best pitch, and that's his most effective when he's getting that slider over. Because we can get that slider over, and guys have to go, oh man, he's getting that slider over for a first pitch strike. I can't sit on the fastball. And then they're trying to sit breaking ball, and then he throws them that change out of nowhere, you know, because they're sitting slider fastball. That's when it's most effective. But, you know, he just wasn't pretty. And the game got the tarp pulled on it in the 6th with, I think, no outs, bases loaded. And it was the best thing to happen because the bullpen was already short-sided anyways because Bonnerman wasn't available, Albuquerque wasn't available. So Don Kelly would have probably been pitching this game, like no BS. Like that's how thin it was. So that's for the best. So they lost that game called 6. And then game 3, Dan Straley goes out there and, oh my God, against Doug Fister. Oh my God. I somehow watched this entire game. Brandon Moss is an asshole. That's all I got to say. Brandon Moss made Detroit, okay? It was like Detroit was a toilet, and he just took a dump on Comerica Park. Comerica Park was the toilet, and he took a dump on it. And every Tigers pitcher there was. I mean, he destroyed Tigers pitching this series. It's not even funny how bad he took a shit on Tigers pitching this series. They lost this game 14-4. And it was an embarrassment. Fister was not good at all. You know, he came out and, you know, he got a run in the first, settled down, a couple quick easy outs in the, you know, a couple easy innings, and boom, all of a sudden, home run. You know, big innings after big inning, and it was just like, please stop the bleeding. Just please stop. I mean, it was brutal. They got shit on the third game. And Brandon Moss, man, in general, he just destroyed the Tigers. So then we're down 3-0 in the series. So we're going into game 4 and hoping, you know, Max Scherzer can pull us out 19-1. He's been our stopper. He's been the Verlander guy this year, like Verlander's been years past when we're in losing streaks, get the stop. But Scherzer comes out and he has a dud of a start. And he's lucky that what happened was Tigers were down going into the 9th inning. And Torrey Hunter hits a walk-off 3-run shot, pinch hit walk-off 3-run shot, nonetheless, to win the Tigers that game and to salvage at least a game out of the series. Because if they had lost that game, they would have lost 4 straight, been swept at home with Cleveland coming into town now, and that would not have been good at all. And, you know, we're lucky that Torrey Hunter did what he did to at least salvage one. And Scherzer should be thinking of too, because Scherzer would have been 19-2, handed his second loss of the season, so he had some luck, which he's had all year, you know, really. But that was a really big home run. It was a nice way to end off the series. At least we didn't get swept. And now Cleveland comes into town for a 3-game set, and this is where we can really bury Cleveland. They're 6.5 back, and this is where we can finally go, boom, squash them. You're not winning the Central, which I don't think they are regardless of this series. But you can really put them down this series. Game 1 is Ricky P against McAllister. Game 2 is Anibal against Scott Kazmir. And then Game 3 is Justin Verlander up against Salazar. And remember that Salazar kid last time he faced us. He pumped Miggy's nothing but fastballs. And last time up, Miggy got him for that big tying home run. And they ended up winning that game. That was during that 12-game win streak, so it would be interesting to see. And Miggy Cabrera is going to be playing tonight in the lineup, even though he's not running that well, but he says he's playing. He wants to play, whatever. So he's going to be in there tonight like a true trooper. He's trying to help the team, and you can't fault the guy for how much he cares about winning. So as always, like I said, if I can get my iMovie to work, I will edit those pictures into this. If I can't, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. I'll show it to you some other time. And as always, Thank you, thank you, thank you. I reached 353 subscribers. I was stuck at like 349 forever, and then I lost 12 subscribers in the course of a month. I mean, I pissed some people off. And then I gained 13, or no, 15, I should say, because I was at 339 at one point. So I had a 350 sub contest going for the longest time. I'm going to bring that back. I'll give away something. If you want a part of my sub contest, I'll leave this open for a week and just comment I'm in. And then everyone else who's already in my sub contest before, I'll leave you in there and I'll do like a randomizer and let you know who wins. Probably next video I'll do it. So at the end of the Cleveland series, I'll tell you who's the winners. I'll give away an autograph or something, a couple autograph cards or whatever. And so if you want a part of that, just say I'm in the bottom and everything else. So thanks everyone for who's ever watched and subscribed and all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. Leave it below. And hopefully I get this iMovie to work. Have a good one, guys.